Hello my friends, we are back in this fifth video reflecting on the biblical story of creation. Today we are going to start searching for a concept that can help us understand the term day. In the last video we talked about the diversity of meanings related to the word day, pointing to the need of at least three questions that needed to be asked about it. 1. Why does the word day allow it to be applied to such different periods of time? 2. How could it be interpreted in order to meet all its types of use? And third, how to qualify the word day in order to facilitate its understanding and speed up its use. Before going any further, however, we need to address some interpretation options. Quickly speaking, they can be of three types. Take for example the word foot. In a literal interpretation, we understand that it refers to the lower part of the body, responsible for its support and locomotion. In a symbolic interpretation, one of the characteristics of the foot, that of being in the lower part of the body, is used to refer to the lower part of a mountain, the foot of the mountain. And in the conceptual interpretation, we recognize the literalness of the word foot as the lower part of the body, evaluating, however, the differences that may exist between one foot and another, normal or flat foot for example, and its constituent parts, with bones, muscles, and tendons, structure, functioning, etc. Returning to the days, have we used the word day in a symbolic sense? Apparently not. As we have already seen, the use of the word day is related to time, and so we can already establish a characteristic of the word day. It's related to time. To say that the word refers to time seems simple and obvious. However, it is a safe observation, since nothing we have talked about previously contradicts this. So, taken literally, one could say that the day is a measure of time, as are the hours, the week, the month, and the year. Probably not though, because, as we have seen before, the word day is applied to very different lengths of time, ranging from a few hours to long or even indefinite periods of time. How to interpret it then, literally, since it is related to time, but does not necessarily have a definite, unique, and specific duration of time? We saw in the example of the foot that the conceptual interpretation admits different types of feet, based on literal recognition of the word foot. Could this also happen with the word day, so that we can study it conceptually? That's probably the case. And so we arrive at the importance of elaborating concepts in the interpretation work. But before continuing, we have to check some observations about the role of the concept in the act of communicating. What is a concept? A concept is a word that expresses an abstraction formed by generalizing from specifics. Concepts are logical constructions established according to a frame of reference. They acquire their meaning within the thought scheme in which they are placed. In the communication process, the function of terms or words is to make concepts manifest, and the function of concepts is to represent reality or aspects of reality. Communication takes place through concepts, but we always come into contact first with the term and not with the concept. Okay, how can this be applied in understanding the word day? Or how to make an abstraction and generalization from its various types of use? Let's talk first about the duration aspect with another example. When we want to refer to an animal like this, we say it's a dog. We know it's a dog, but perhaps we cannot express exactly what a dog is. However, we have in mind the concept of what a dog is, and through that concept, we know that it is not a cat, lion, horse, or giraffe. And the dictionary doesn't always help us. But let's see. The dictionary says that dog is a male noun studied by biology in the field of mastology, mammals. 2. Is a carnivorous mammal of the family of canids, probably originated from wild populations of Eurasian wolf, found worldwide as a domestic animal. Dog, now the second definition, a metaphor that is in symbolic use, a very bad person, vile, In this definition of dog, we do not find size to be a determining characteristic necessary or significant for the conceptualization of the dog animal, so that we can find a small dog or a big dog. This unimportance of the item size or length probably also occurs with the word day, as we will see later. Since the word day is related to time, but it's not related to an exclusive length of time, how could we then find a meaning for the word day that more adequately conceptualizes it? The Greek prefix dia, used in words like diaphragm, diagram, dialogue, and diagnosis, seems to meet this need well. But what does the Greek prefix dia mean? It means through, also along with, as this dictionary says, but also separation, parity, correspondence, opposition, etc. And the hourglass, an instrument used to keep time, appears as a good graphic representation of this meaning. Composed of two halves, or two opposite segments, which continue and communicate through an isthmus, it allows the contents of the upper half to drain into the lower half, so that over time it determines the existence of two distinct, opposite, and symmetrical states, that is, a before and an after. Thus, it is not the size of the hourglass that determines its function, be it large, demarcating a greater time, or small, demarcating a briefer period. It will always be an hourglass. The distinguishing feature, therefore, as an hourglass, is its isthmus, which marks the transition or regulates the change that takes place in it between the upper and lower halves. Perhaps we are already able to answer then the first two questions we set ourselves. First, why does the word day allow it to be applied to such different periods of time? Because the duration item doesn't seem to compose primarily the day concept. And second, how could the word day be interpreted so that it can meet all of its types of use? More important than an exclusive measure of time, the word day suggests to indicate the occurrence of two opposite and symmetrical states, which continue and succeed each other over time, through a well-defined frame that divides them. So, we can go to the third question, how to qualify the word day so that we can facilitate our understanding and streamline its use. Well, we'll talk about that in the next video, as we also deal with the word day that only refers to clarity. See you in the next time. If you liked this video, like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel and don't forget to register your comment. God bless us.